Hello, it's Tuesday night and we've just had actual Eurovision for the first time in 2 years. Are you excited? We're all excited. Oh my goodness. Yes, Stu has let me loose in the hot seat this evening and I've got an extended, massive panel. Panel, can we give everyone a wave, please?
Hey!
Now, tonight, your favourite may have got through. Yay! It may not have gone through. Boo. But also, you may have made some stupid predictions about countries that really did actually make it through in the end. Yes, I'm probably on the naughty step with some people, but we are here to have a rundown of everything. Don't forget as well, follow us on social media. Double click that notifications page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, keep the conversation going over the week, and we're going to have some fun across the whole week as we plow our way through this. Now, first of all, guys, let's give you a bit of a warm-up here. First Eurovision show in 2 years. Netherlands, how did they do? What did we make of the overall show? Phil and Michelle, let's put you in the hot seat first.
How come that woman was really big?
Oh, Nikki Tutorials.
What was going on? What was going on there? It's like I nipped to the loo. I came back, and it was like she was huge.
Yeah, she's really tall. But I thought it was a really good show.
I think they did a
put
cracking job.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I loved it. It was so good to hear an audience.
Yeah.
And I was so sad not to be there. But I think they did a really good job for a semi-final.
Yeah.
Hey, now Michael, obviously, you've got up very early for us this morning. How's the time in Australia at the moment?
It's up about 7:30 in the morning. It's an awesome time to start the day. But the 4:30 start of the show, it's a little bit more interesting. But hey, it's back, and how excited are we all of this? It's fabulous.
Hey, what was your favourite part of the Netherlands hosting this evening?
Oh my God, it was so efficient. It was done. It was there. Bang, 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 bang. We're done. It was everything was just streamlined. It was great. And look, seeing the crowd on the side, how nice was that? Little green room. I can't wait for it all to be together next year.
Hey. Now, also a very good evening as well to Elena and Dylan. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey, so come on. What did you think of the show? And also, we saw some of the bits trailed for the future. What are you looking forward to in the future shows, other than the obvious Belgium performing in the grand final on Saturday night?
I thought you would say Belgium winning, but yeah. What are we looking forward? I don't know. There's so many to look forward. I mean, we waited 731 days for this. I mean,
not that you were counting.
No, counting. No, honey, no. For you.
Oh, brilliant! Right, guys. I feel like I've warmed some of you up. Let's get on to the real meat of the show. Right, 6 non-qualifiers. Sadly, we have a moment for North Macedonia, for Croatia, for Australia, for my list has just gone off the screen. Someone help me out. Quick. Romania, for Roxon, Ireland,
North
and Slovenia. Guys, what were your shock non-qualifiers? Let's go straight to Oban. Shock non-qualifiers of the evening.
Well, I would have thought Croatia should have made it. Don't we think? She was fabulous about. A little sad about Montaigne not making it, but such is life. We've got a great show coming up.
So Croatia as being a shock non-qualifier. I notice we've just lost Oban. Sean and Denise, what are your shock non-qualifiers of the evening?
Oh, I'm gutted North Macedonia didn't get
Absolutely, North Macedonia. He just had such a great performance.
He knocked it out of the park, didn't he?
Absolutely, and it was just I just thought that he might just tip it, and it was such a pity. It was really disappointed.
Do you think I can fly him over and Saturday we can hang him from the ceiling and he can be our glitter ball?
Yeah,
that'd be
why
good.
not?
We should do that.
Oh,
I think we should do that.
He's quite amazing. What a character and what a voice.
Ireland as well. I mean, Ireland.
Yeah. God.
There's something that just
I totally disagree.
Okay, but anyway, my turn.
No, go on, Jeanette.
To Jeanette. I'm joking, darling.
Cat's here again. No, I totally. You take it away first.
I just think with Ireland, there's something that just didn't connect with people with the performance. I like the song,
and the vocal wasn't good.
I don't like her vocal. No. I don't like her diction, and I think the staging, although very complex and very innovative, it just didn't work. And I think there was a disconnect there, and that's why she didn't get through.
Absolutely. The vocal was terrible.
Go on, Jeanette, pick up the thread on that one.
Yeah, Ireland. No. It was very bad staging. I don't think many people got it. It was like all over the place, and she looked confused, didn't sing her best, so I'm not surprised it didn't qualify. But I am surprised that Croatia didn't make it. I had them as my top 10, actually. The TikTok was kind of, yeah, I can do this, but no. So what can we do?
I've just realised I'm heading to the naughty step again this morning, because this morning it's even night time. But we have Stu, my co-host Stu, is sat in the chat room. I've not even said hello to him yet. Stu, first of all, how are you? And also, what are your thoughts? Any shock non-qualifiers for you?
Oh, tons of them. Absolutely tons of them. I didn't expect Israel to be in the top 10. I thought Croatia would have trumped Israel, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought Croatia really brought it this year. I don't know what more Croatia can do. Mind you, TikTok is never an entry you should release at Eurovision without a hamster wheel, Tom. That said, I thought Israel delivered really, really strongly. But can we talk about Vassal and North Macedonia? Because for me, that was the performance of the night. I was sat there in tears on my sofa. My wife turned around, looked at me, gave me that kind of a, what the hell are you doing kind of a look. But I was genuinely moved by Vassal tonight, and I'm so disappointed for North Macedonia. It was an incredible performance, Tom.
Let's get the views of the panel. I see Marios was nodding his head there. Marios, was Vassal the shock of the night for you?
It's definitely the shocker of the night for me, because I agree with Stuart. To begin with, that song didn't really do anything for me when we first heard it, but as time progressed, I have to say his performance tonight just melted my heart. His emotion, his vocal, everything about it just screamed qualified to me, and I'm really sad to see it go. As a song, I mean, let's be honest, it's not something special, but I think it's Vasil that was selling it, and just for that, I think he should have been in the 10 qualifiers this evening. Definitely.
I mean, I'm going to have to give some attention as well to Australia, because Australia did have a 100% qualification record, and alas, poor Montaigne. Despite that, and I'm going to throw it out there, I thought it was an absolutely phenomenal performance. I loved her performance of Technicolor, but sadly, Australia couldn't even get themselves to Rotterdam, and on top of that, aren't going to be there on Saturday night. Michael, you're coming to us live from Australia. What is your take?
It was an amazing performance, giving her the chance to actually show off what she could do and what may have been. that was performed on a small stage with an idea which could have been just taken so much further on such a big stage in Rotterdam. Hey, we're sad for not to be there. It's not a problem us getting to Amsterdam, it's getting back home eventually somehow or other. So, you know, we can't always be winners. But you know what? We'll always have Montaigne in our heart, and she is an amazing girl. And that was actually an amazing bit of staging which I managed to do. It really stood out, I thought, today. I thought that was a great performance. Probably got the jury vote. I don't think it's got the telly vote. I think it's going to come in there. It'll be a close miss, but unfortunately, there's always next year.
Do you know what?
That's a song now.
That is a really good point, but also a really interesting comment there. And I'm going to go to Phil and Michelle on this. Do we think Australia had the jury vote, maybe not the telly vote, when it came down to it?
Yeah, maybe. I think
they were done over.
Yeah, I mean, I think they suffered on not being there. You know, she suffered not being on the big stage with the big LED screen and being able to, you know, have the effects that other people could have.
I like the 1970s sort of sci-fi
Doctor Who sort of
Doctor
special
Who.
effects.
Yeah, I liked
Well,
it.
the colour split, yeah.
I like
Well,
the song though,
it was a good song.
but if you look at the odds, it was never going to qualify, was it? According to the odds, nobody's ever had it anywhere near qualifying, and I don't understand it. I don't know what's going on. I still love it.
Yeah, it's a really good original sounding song. It's a shame.
And Andy, let's get your take on Australia as well.
I think it's too left field. I think it's a really good song, but it took me half a dozen times of listening to appreciate it. And that's not ideal in a Eurovision setting. Having said that, Ukraine did really well, and that's left field. But I don't know. I really didn't like her song last year at all, but I did really like it this year. So sorry she didn't qualify.
Now, another song I want us just to give a little bit of attention to is poor old Romania. Roxanne, Amnesia, alas, didn't make it through. Now, for those of you that have been following the dress rehearsals and things like that, you'll know that last night during the jury final, Roxanne performed her song for a second time due to some in-ear problems, which caused, difficulty. Jeanette, do you reckon that the jury performance, because I thought her performance tonight was actually possibly one of the best, that if you compare it to the reviews that, I've heard, but, do you reckon the jury performance let her down in the end?
Could be. I actually had her as my 10th qualifier tonight. So I thought she would make it. It's never good when you have to do the song again. It makes you nervous. The jury maybe starts to doubt things.
Well, Jeanette, we seem to have lost your final bit of sound there, I think. And Oban, let's just get your quick take on Romania as well.
Tom, from the beginning, I had huge hopes on Romania, and even me and Elliot a little bit singled out how much we trust on Romania, and Roxanne will kill on the night, and I think she did. And I really think Roxanne deserved to qualify. But yet again, if I'm thinking the qualifiers, who would I replace her? And I couldn't really find one. It was a very difficult, very tough semi. And all the non-qualifiers are deserving to be qualifiers. So as Roxanne. But thinking who would I swap? I'm not sure.
It was always going to be a tough one, wasn't it? Let's face it. I mean, out of all of them, massively tough. Now, panel, speaking of tough decisions, I have a question for you all, and I'm going to run round you all on this. Obviously, the one thing when the results come out that we always look for, if you're me anyway, is which song came 11th? Which song just skidded past? Which song, in some cases, some years we've seen, got equal on points, but actually lost it on the count back? So, panel, what song do we think came 11th this evening? I'm running round all of you on this one, and I'm going to start off with Sean and Denise.
What do you think, Denise?
Well, for me, there's no doubt North Macedonia Vassal, without question.
I like to think that it just missed out because it was an outstanding performance.
Yeah.
It was perfection. I absolutely
it was
loved it.
literally, the hairs were standing up on the back of our hands and stuff. It was very emotional, and I just feel gutted for him, and I do think that he's probably 11th place by a whisper, literally a whisker.
I had a little cry.
Yeah, we did have a little cry.
Hey, Andy, what do you reckon?
Ireland. No, I'm saying that for my Irish friends, all kinds of everything. No, North Macedonia. That way.
Okay, Stu.
I've got a funny feeling Romania would have come 11th, because Romania always tend to just miss out of late, regardless of what they send. And so I'm going to go Romania. I'm really interested to see the scores. I think it's going to be very, very close from 11th to 13th. I think you'll probably find Australia, Romania, and Croatia being really close to each other. I think there'll be a few points in it, but I think Romania will be 11th.
Okay, Phil and Michelle, what do you reckon?
We're sort of thinking maybe Croatia. You're thinking North Macedonia, aren't you?
No, I'm thinking Australia.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, I can't make my mind up between Australia and Vasil, because it was so good. I mean, he had laser boobs and everything. I mean,
yeah, you like the laser boobs.
I'm going Vasil. Vasil's laser boobs are 11th in my book.
Hey, Marius, what about you?
Definitely Vasil, followed by Roxanne from Romania.
Hey, Michael.
I'm going to look. Croatia 11th, Australia very close 12th, and I think 9th and 10th with Sweden and Israel are all going to be within a couple of points of each other.
Oh, I like that. I really that would throw up a very interesting conundrum, wouldn't it? Alina and Dylan, what are you thinking?
We're thinking North Macedonia. Yeah.
North Macedonia. Jeanette?
For me, I think it would be Croatia or Romania. And I have to say, the song with Vasil, I still don't get it. It's just like plain Disney, frozen on ice. It's no good at all. He's lovely, but the song is...
The trouble is, Jeanette, some of us still like Disney. And Oban, finally, let's come to you.
Tom, I always knew in my heart that I'm the lost adopted child of Phil and Michelle. I am also struggling between North Macedonia and Australia. My heart hopes it to be North Macedonia, but my mind says it's Australia. And unfortunately, Slovenia is 16 and North Macedonia will be 15th.
Oh, you can hear a pin drop. Right, guys, let's start talking about these qualifiers then. I've divided them up into sections. I've divided them up into what I considered to be sort of like the ones that as a collective we seem to be a little bit unsure of, first of all. So let's think about Israel, Belgium and Azerbaijan. And we're going to go straight to Alina and Dylan. Come on, what was the reaction? Did you genuinely expect Belgium to qualify? Was it hope against hope? What was your reaction when the name was called?
Massive release.
Yeah.
Excitement. Yeah.
And secretly hoping that Ukraine also would qualify. I was there, Ukraine, Belgium, and I was like, Ukraine.
I never bruised in my life. What a heading!
Yeah, I was like grabbing his leg like really hard. I'm like, Ukraine. Sorry, Belgium, I still love you.
Oh,
We're extremely happy, and I think we will have a good final place. Yeah.
Normally.
Normally we will have
around 10th place, maybe.
No, honey, we're Belgium.
So
we don't get Maybe around 15. Oh, I have to teach you so much. Maybe around the 15th place. Yeah.
Hey, now,
Oh,
Well, he's optimistic. That's cute.
thanks.
now, Stu, you were a big advocate of Azerbaijan. It couldn't have been a surprise to you to see this go sailing through. I can imagine you smiling very broadly at some people who perhaps suggested it would not be the case.
Well, so here's a story. I turned to my dear wife at the end of the semi-final. I said, what was your favourites? And she hates Eurovision, by the way. And she turns to me and says, Azerbaijan and Cyprus. So there you go. There you go. Azerbaijan, I think, is incredible. I think the staging really lifts that song. Effendi couldn't dance or couldn't get the choreography at the start of the week. She now nails it and has fun on stage. Great to see. I personally think Azerbaijan will be a top 10 in the grand final. Could even be top 5. I think it's a really strong song.
Hey, and let's go to Phil and Michelle again. Israel, was this a shock for you that it went through?
Yes.
Yeah, too right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't rate that song at all.
Really?
I mean, I know she can hit that high note, but you know, it's all right for maybe some dogs, but I just didn't like it.
And oh my God, I agree with Phil.
Yeah.
It's a sack of, isn't it? It's what was going on. What are people thinking of? It was awful.
Do you know what? I've seen big reactions come from both Andy and Sean and Denise. I'm going to have to go to Andy first.
They're wrong.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I thought it was one of the top 3, actually. I thought it was fantastic. It's a really good song. I know that everybody was disappointed with the song compared to a song last year, but I think it's a better song. It's really good. It reminds me of my clubbing days. And wow, she's a great singer. Really great singer. Fantastic performer. I think she did really well.
And I'm sure when those clubs reopen, hopefully on June 21st in the UK, Andy, you'll be back there bopping with the rest of them
I fucking
as well.
hope not. I'm far too old for that.
And Sean and Denise, let's take your view. You can talk about all 3 of them. We've got Israel, Belgium, and Azerbaijan there up for grabs.
Firstly, I've got to agree with Stuart that, to be honest, Azerbaijan wasn't on the radar for me up until this semi-final, but I've got that down as the best performance of the night by a country mile. It was jaw-dropping. I loved every single moment of it. It was brilliant.
Well, as Stuart said, Effendi has struggled with this for the last week. We've all been watching it. Stuart and I have been watching it on rehearsals, obviously, through the press centre, and she has not nailed one single thing. The whole thing went wrong. She couldn't sing it. She didn't enjoy it. And then last night, when they had this problem, she just knocked it out the park. And tonight, she literally, and as Stu says, you're quite right, Stu, she's enjoying it, she's loving it, and it's just coming so natural. And I think she was a worthy qualifier, but she wasn't even on my radar 3 days ago because I just thought she can't even perform in a rehearsal. So that for me was a big one.
Israel, great song, good revamp. I really like the new version. They even kept a couple of the double claps in. And even though she had a pretzel on her head, I thought it were brilliant.
Yeah, I've always liked this song. I know there's been a lot of controversy about politics, and we don't talk about politics, but I do worry about Eden because she was brilliant last year. This song was great.
Yeah.
I don't think this song was as great, but I do like it. It's catchy. She's a stylist. She's a diva. She talks about fashion, and I love that. But I just thought she might just fall short, not about the song, but about the politics, and that's all
I'm really pleased.
And I was very pleased.
Yeah.
We were all very pleased when they announced Israel, because I thought, and you can see she was, she was physically and mentally relieved, because she must have been thinking, oh my God, I wonder what's happening in Israel, da, da, da. And we both, all of us, are very genuinely pleased about that.
So pleased people saw past the politics to vote her through. And finally, Belgium.
Well,
I think big jury vote.
Massive jury vote.
Yeah.
Not a televoters vote.
Yeah.
I don't
Sorry.
get it. Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry,
not Belgian people.
Sorry.
It surprise me.
We love you, but it's not
the song shit.
It wouldn't surprise me if Belgium actually featured in the jury top 3. If when the jury results came out,
absolutely.
this was in the top
Mm.
3 for the juries,
and that's
Yeah.
where they got the
Would not
swing,
be a
because the
shock.
televoters would not have voted for it
It
very
wouldn't
much.
surprise me if it was the 9th or 10th
Ninth or 10th
qualifier.
qualifier.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's
Oh.
and it's great, it's haunting and I like it, but there's something about it that I don't like and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's about personalities.
Yeah. It's all personal preference, but that's what makes us such a great, diverse community.
Every Eurovision final needs a toilet break. Hello, Belgium.
Ooh. Do you know what? I'll tell you what, if I do this, right, I'll let Alina deal with you, Michael. I'll just move you next to her.
Yeah, but I agree as well.
Oh, let's just park that for a bit. Final view I want to get on this. Oban, Azerbaijan. I was getting some Facebook messages from some people who were sat in a pub in Soho watching this evening, who basically said that Azerbaijan was their Fuego of the year. What do you think?
Tom, Effendi was the girl on fire from the land of fire. She was this tiny little pocket monster. I've never seen her perform this much, but I like 200% of the time I love Azerbaijani entries, and Effendi for so long, because she's not a great dancer and whatever, blah blah blah. I wasn't sure, but tonight the fire in her face, and I told you this. I think Cyprus and Azerbaijan had the massive impact on the viewer that all the other bangers had to, fight for the remaining slots, and there's some of them on the way to just natural selections. Disappeared in the nature. So Azerbaijan was the killer performance, and Belgium, I do think it's not just a jury winner, but also televote winner, because I'm sure people appreciated it the most following Croatia. That was a breath of fresh air. That was a lovely change.
Interesting thoughts there. Now let's move the conversation on, guys. Let's talk about the next 3. The next three I want to talk about are the ones that I think a grand final perhaps would not be the same without them there. And I apologize to anyone who I offend by just lumping these 3 together. But Russia, Sweden, and Ukraine. Obviously, 3 very, very different entries this year. Russia, obviously, sending something that's actually in Russian, in part. And the Ukraine being the last ones to be called. Come on, proper squeaky bum time. But also, we had Tusa there performing for Sweden. Jeanette, come on, he did Sweden proud this evening, yes?
Yeah, his voice is still not 100%, but I think he did a good job, and we're super excited for him qualifying to the grand finale. We are where we belong, that's for sure.
Hey, and Marios, let's get your thoughts on Sweden this evening.
Okay, here's the thing with Sweden. I've always been
Be
a fan
nice.
of the song. I'm always nice. I've been a fan of this song. In the last few days, I've been going through the songs, and it did cross my mind that Sweden might not qualify. But tonight, it was a good performance. Vocally, it was good. But Sweden qualifies, it always qualifies. I mean, apart from 2010. So I wasn't that surprised. Am I talking just about Sweden, or can I talk about
No,
the
you
other
can
two?
you can delve into the other 2. You can delve into Russia and Ukraine as well.
Okay. Oh, by the way, just in case you're wondering why Oban has a fantastic internet connection tonight, it's because he's in my house in the room next door. So let me get on to Russia.
Well, you know what? You're
Now,
there,
well, there you go. Russia. Russia is one of my hot favorites this year. She represents everything I love, and I'm still saying that this could go and win the whole thing in the end as a shock winner. It was energetic. I had goosebumps when she turned around, and at the backdrop, you had all these Russian women singing with her. It was amazing. I have to be honest with you, it just really got me. And I'm very proud of her tonight. And she will go far on Saturday night. Who's the other country, Tom? Sorry.
Ukraine.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this before. And this will go down in history. And it was just an adrenaline shot from the go. And it got better and better and better as it went on. It finished, and I thought, please give me more. I don't want this to finish. And when they were not saying Ukraine, and they left her last to be announced, I thought I was just going to die. But yeah,
Tell you what, I just need to get a quick vote off the panel. Come on, panelists, own up. Which ones of you were sat there with one country left to call, thinking Ukraine might not be the one that actually comes out of the hat? Or did you all have the faith? And if so, which country were you expecting? Was there another country you were expecting other than Ukraine? Michelle's nodding her head there.
I thought we might have had a surprise Australia nip in there instead of Ukraine.
Yeah, but if they were leaving a surprise for the last one, they wouldn't have left Ukraine last. They would have left Sweden.
Arguably true, although it does make you doubt it sometimes, doesn't it?
They don't choose them by anything other than what gives the most suspense normally.
Yeah.
But there was no way that Ukraine wasn't going through, surely.
But if it was going to be Australia that went through, you would leave them till 10th.
Yes.
And your shock loser would be Ukraine. So you still sat there waiting to see.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Come on, Ukraine was going to make this all the way through. Tom, it was the cultural orgasm of the entire night. Come on, that was everything. I knew Australia was gone the moment ninth place was announced and Ukraine wasn't there. That was it, and I was just known. Here we go. It's it. It's everything. Hey, I've booked tickets in Kiev for next year. Okay, so that's how confident I am.
I'll be perfectly honest. I feared for Australia the moment Israel and Azerbaijan came out. Actually, that was my moment. I thought Australia were gone, but that was because of the way I'd ranked them. Steve, what are the chat rooms saying about all of this so far?
A lot of love for Ukraine, Tom. A lot of love for Ukraine. A lot of love for Sweden. Not a lot of love for Belgium. And sort of echoes the panel, but I'm going to show a bit of love for Belgium, actually, because I feel like we've downed on Belgium far too much this evening. I'm with Alina and Dylan. I think Belgium were top 5 tonight. I thought they were excellent. Yes, all right, Open. You said some nice things too. But I think Belgium were top 5 tonight. I really do. I think the jury vote, I thought either Vassal or Belgium were going to get top marks with the jury. And I think because Vassal hasn't qualified, I think it's fair to say Belgium might have won the jury vote last night. And
no,
so
if you think that Vassal should have done a lot better, then
should have.
It's unlikely that your view about the Belgian song is going to be right, isn't it?
Well, one of them would have got high. The other one probably wouldn't have, Andy.
No, but they're not competing against each other.
Of course they are. They're in the same semi-final.
They're not in the same sort of group of songs, though. There was nothing like Vassal.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Alina.
Whatever.
I thought Belgium probably came in 10th. Not in the top 5.
I don't know. I think there's other songs that I would have put in 10th.
Get him.
We're in final. That's what's count.
We'll see.
I'll tell you what. Hang on. There we go. Alina, I've put Andy next to you, so you can just kind of, just give him a prod. Right, guys. 4 songs left to talk about. Let's go with the I've dubbed these kind of like my expected qualifiers. Kano fans may disagree. I'm going straight to Sean on this one. Tix,
Yeah, you
Fallen
bloody-
Angel. He is through. Oh, what a performance!
You twat.
I just can't wait to see the split of votes there. I'm quite.
You know what? I'm pleased that Norway, Tix, and Belgium, Hooverphonic, have gone through, because it means James Newman will not be last.
Oh.
Oh.
So there we know. So that's all I've got to say.
Controversial comment there.
I was very surprised, as we all are. You know, Norway came out first. Absolutely mystified, really, because you know it's one of those songs that you all get in the back of your head, and it's great. But I always thought that the stage would let it down with televoters, but obviously not. I'd be interested to see the votes for Tix, because I think I did say to Sean and Ian earlier, I really worry about social media with these people, because I think Tix has got a massive social media population outside of Norway. No, outside of Norway, because Norwegians can't vote. And I do also worry about, I don't worry about Daddy because I want him to win, but Daddy also is gathering some pace. I know it's a different semi-final, but these social media people, they can gather lots of pace. And I do worry, not worry, because I think in its own way the song's memorable in a way with Norway, but social media may have possibly played a big part in that vote.
Okay, what about Lithuania? Let's throw in Lithuania. Come on, there has to be something positive there, surely. I can't even do it. Go on, carry on. That's it. Go on.
I can't do the thingy. That's ridiculous. You've got to have your fingers super glued together to be able to do that. I'm rather jealous. Lithuania, what a great song. What a great performance. Absolutely loved it. Definitely deserved its place in the final.
I can do it. Look, sorry. Sorry,
yeah, that's rubbish.
It did deserve its place. I think he was quite worried about qualifying, and there was a couple of people that obviously got announced for him, and you could see him getting emotional. And when it got announced, he was genuinely grateful. And I really feel to open the show in the semi, in the rehearsals and stuff, I think he did a great job. And you know, we're all root crazy.
Plus, it rocks them heels, doesn't it?
He does rock them heels.
It does, yeah.
I have to say, I mean, I was worried for Lithuania, because I actually went back and looked at, as you do when you're bored, you look at sort of like the placings of songs in the semi-finals and where they've qualified from. And the thing that stands out to me is that in ordinary circumstances, if you're on early in the semi-final, you seem to have less of a chance of qualifying than you do later on down the running order. Now, obviously, that's slightly skewed this year, isn't it? Because the pots they used were from 2020 anyway. So that could be the anomaly to it.
And they did very well indeed.
Exactly. I loved it. Let's go to Jeanette on this as well. Tix and the Roop.
Yeah, I love them both. I love Lithuania the most. They're just great. And ever since I loved them last year too, they're just amazing. And I really hope they can be like top 3 in the final, maybe win. I wouldn't mind it. And Tix, of course, I have many Norwegian friends, so I do have to like it. It's catchy, maybe not my favorite, but I'm glad we have Norway in the final. We stick together, Norway and Sweden. Yay!
Hey! And I'll tell you what, let's go to Oban as well.
Okay. So, Tom, it's a public knowledge, right? Me and Tix, we didn't start on the right foot. We had a rough relationship at the beginning. But we moved on. We're adults. We look in a professional relationship with each other. We're trying to benefit from each other's company. And do you know what? As soon as we hit the press conference and so on and so forth, Tix is genuinely the nicest guy who deserves the world, you know? And he worked his ass off. He worked so hard through this season. He did so many interviews, so many covers, so many sing-alongs and dance-alongs, and he played the crowd and he deserved his place in the final. He worked for it. On the other hand, Lithuania as well, at the beginning, I thought this was a circus act. And when I was watching it tonight, no, I get it. It makes sense. When you watch it, it's pure joy that brings smile, warmth to the people's hearts and minds. So I think both are very deserving qualifiers.
Hey, Stu, wrap this one up for us.
Oh, I really like Tix. I really like Tix. And we all saw it coming in Norway when Tix beat Kano. It'd just be really interesting to see how Kano would have done at Eurovision this year in this semi-final, because it really would have been the semi-final of death, right? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Norway qualified. It was a fantastic stage show, the same as in Melody Grand Prix. Yeah, I'm sure it'll do really well. I'm not convinced Norway are going left side of the board in the grand final. I think they're going right-hand side. But it's a good entry.
It is. Now, 2 songs left. I'm making a massive assumption here, guys. And I'm making a massive assumption that it was either Malta or Cyprus that won tonight's semi-final. Obviously, we have some big Cypriot fans sat in the panel this evening. But on top of that, we've also got some people that are big Malta fans as well. I know Elliot sat there chatting away to people in the chat room as well. Phil and Michelle, let's call it the Battle of the Divas. Who do we think came out on top?
I think this is tough because I think of the songs, I prefer Destiny's song, and she sang the hell out of it. But that staging is just shocking. And Cyprus had by far the better staging and performance behind them. So I think it's close. It could be either of them for different reasons.
I don't care anymore. I'm not fussed about either of them, to be fair. I love Vasil. I miss Vasil. Where's Vasil? I miss Vasil.
Vasil has gone home.
So, someone pour Michelle another glass of wine.
Oh, she's got the gin now.
Oh, sorry. Gin no tonic. Alina and Dylan, who do you reckon came out on top?
Cyprus, I think.
Cyprus? Yeah, Cyprus. We really loved Cyprus. I loved Cyprus. What do you?
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Cyprus.
Cyprus
we
for you.
love but...
Hey. What about you, Jeanette? Jeanette, you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm going to go with Malta on this one. I love them both very, very, very much, but Malta is like next level. I love her. She's so damn cute. And all the quirky little things she does with her face. And as we say, Jimmy, Jimmy.
Hey. Let's take Andy's view on this as well.
J'aime la vie. Yeah, it's Malta.
Malta.
It's Malta. Yeah, just like it was in 2018 when Cyprus came second.
Oh, is this a sign that we're thinking Malta might come second on the actual grand final?
Oh no, I don't think she's going to win.
Oh,
I think she won tonight, but I don't think we've seen the winner yet.
I sense there is something. There is a slight Italian glint in your eye, I may suspect. I don't know. I've just got I have my suspicions about you, Mr. Brooke.
I know. When you put them all together, they're nearly as old as me.
Michael, let's get your view on this. Is it Destiny or is it El Diablo?
The Cyprus, the El Diablo. That was my winner tonight. That stage was amazing. Look, I can see a winner vibe there. I can see us all moving in with Oban next May somehow or other, and him being the hostess and the mostess down in Cyprus where it's nice and warm. So I've got it for me. I've got myself strobing along to a Cyprus win tonight. It was unbelievable. It was a performance. Staging was great. She was great. Also was awesome as well. Cyprus was just a little bit more.
Hey, right. I've held back long enough on this one. I don't know whether to go for Marios or Oban first. Do you know what? I'm going to go for Marios purely because I think Oban's going to be the more hyperactive. Come on, Marios. Cyprus. Let us have it.
Okay. First of all, I don't think Cyprus or Malta won the semi-final tonight. I would actually say that I think Ukraine won it. However, I think Cyprus did a wonderful stage performance. It was like looking at Elena Tsagrinou performing after she had won. That's how I felt. It was amazing. Malta, Destiny's amazing, great voice. Don't like the staging. It's not her year, I think. And as Andy said, I think we still haven't seen the winner yet.
Hey.
Yep.
Right, hang on. Let's just set this up properly. Right. Oh, I've removed him. I didn't mean to do that. There you go. Oban, the stage is yours.
Tom, it's not going to be long run. I think as far as I got the feedback from all of you and the viewers, I think I did my fair share of long monologues. But I'm going to say this. For me, Destiny felt like Katy Perry performing at People's Choice Awards, and Elena was like Beyonce performing at Super Bowl. It was so obvious that Destiny had the time of her life. This is her childhood dream. This is a very young, very talented young woman. Won the Junior Eurovision, went to Malta's X Factor, went to Britain's X Factor. She's pursuing her dream. But on the other hand, Elena was perfectly a world-class, a master-class act, a very established artist, know what she's doing. She came not even let's face it, Malta came with a half prepared staging. They didn't know what to wear, and so Cyprus came with full 2 stage performances, right? They knew what they were coming with. They prepared. They were the most prepared delegation this year, let's face it. And Elena just took us to another planet. It wasn't just Eurovision. It was a world-class interval act level of staging for me.
Hey, thanks for that, Oban. Guys, semi-final 1 done. I can't believe it. It's like actual Eurovision. I'm so excited. And the great news is we could do it all again on Thursday night. A massive thank you to the panel this evening for their contributions. Stu, have you got our list? Do we know? How did the qualifiers compare with what the viewers predicted themselves?
Yeah, sure. So mostly correct. So we guessed Malta, Lithuania, Sweden, Cyprus, Ukraine, Norway, Romania, yeah, Azerbaijan, Russia, and Israel. We had them 4th from bottom. There you go. So mostly correct, but then you could have guessed half of these, really. Belgium, of course, as well. There we had missing out, but they qualified along with Israel, and Ireland. We said we're going to qualify, which of course didn't. And these are the actual results, which of course we know.
Hey, so guys, we are back tomorrow night. The special people watching the jury final will be giving you their takes on the jury final for semi-final 2 tomorrow night, and then of course we're back with all the fun from semi-final 2 post-show at 10:30 next Thursday evening, this Thursday evening as well. It's getting late. We're all getting a bit tired. Massive, massive thanks to the panel this evening. Big thanks to Phil and Michelle. Big thanks to Michael. Hey, someone's gagging for a daddy. Big thanks to Sean and Denise.
And I didn't even get to do my Ukraine dance with the See you
It's
Thursday.
fine. I was going to say, it's fine. You can do that on Friday for the final preview. Big thanks to Alina and Dylan.
Thank you. Thank you for doing your first show with me.
Aww. Lovebirds, lovebirds.
Big thanks to Andy.
Oh, thank you very much. Alina, he won't do it again. Mine's in bed. He's been in bed for hours.
Big thanks to Marios.
Thank you, guys. I enjoyed it so much. And it was nice to see Denise for the first time. Hi, Denise. Have a lovely time with Sean.
Big thanks to Jeanette.
Thank you for having me tonight.
And big thanks to Oban.
I love you guys. Thanks for your votes for Cyprus, and see you on Limassol 2022.
Hey, and Stu, I think I'm throwing you back into the hot seat for Thursday night.
You are. You're not throwing me in tomorrow night. I don't know what you were just talking about. There's no show tomorrow night, people. Don't tune in. I don't know what he's doing.
I was reading the list I got sent a little while ago. It may have been out of date.
I think it's Tom's private show tonight.
Tom's doing a solo show tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to tune in for that. Make sure you tune in 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Tom solo show here on YouTube. Oh. No, you're joking. Join us.
Sponsored by OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. $9.99 OnlyFans. I'll send the link out after.
More
Join
like
us
an
on
only fan, but never mind.
Join us here Thursday night, same time, 23:30 Central European time on YouTube. We're going to do this again, and I think you're not going to be here, Tom. Is that correct?
I may be drunk somewhere in London instead. Sorry.
In which case, I've got the steering wheel. Join us on Thursday for more of this. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe, join us on LinkedIn, join us on Clubhouse, join us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and
OnlyFans.
You
OnlyFans.
subscribe to our OnlyFans page, which Sean is now going to make up for us. Until then, we will see you. Enjoy Wednesday and get ready for another Eurovision semi-final. See you Thursday, guys. Bye-bye for now.
See you Thursday. Bye-bye.